Hello, my friends and family. This is Veronica. Thank you for joining me for my daily upload, which is very late today. Normally, I will film a video in the early hours of the morning to feature my scent of the day and makeup of the day. However, today was unique in that we woke up super duper early, like farm hours early, and I was ripping and running all day long between appointments, between errands, between work, and then after work we had some commitments, and I had to work after that. So I literally, it's almost 10, and I literally just had to close the top on my laptop and just say, that's it, I need some sleep. But first, of course, I wanted to record a quick video for my friends on YouTube. But it's just been one of those days where there hasn't been a break at all. So I'm going to make this video really quick. I did want to share my fragrance of the day today and how it performed. And it is Laura Mercier Ambre Vanille. I think that's how you say that. I always want to say vanille. It does have an accent over the E there. So is it vanille? I'm just going to call it Ambre Vanille, and it's from her Eau Gourmande series. I came across this. I didn't even know that Laura Mercier made fragrances. And I came across this on a YouTube video and then happened to also see it in TJ Maxx, I think it was, for a ridiculously low price. I'm talking under 20 bucks. This is the 1.7 ounce and it's an eau de toilette concentration. And you can see I've used this maybe 3 or 4 times and I'm starting to put a nice little dent in it. What a surprise of a fragrance this is. It is so soft and seductive, and warm and cozy. It has top notes of tangerine, coconut, and almond, and it had me at that coconut. Y'all know I love a coconut note, especially the more luscious and juicy it is and milky. And then it has that almond note, and I love almond in fragrances too. And it has middle notes then of tiger orchid, milk flower, and heliotrope, and base notes of amber, vanilla bean, brown sugar, and sandalwood. This is such a delicious luxe gourmand fragrance. Um, I put it on and I immediately smile and get happy, thinking that it smells like something just delightful, very sweet, gourmandy, reminds me of cooking in the kitchen mixed with like a sweet floral perfume, if you can imagine those two kinds of fragrances coming together. It has lasted pretty well. I put it on very early morning, and I say that it probably lasted through about midday, maybe a little bit after that, before I felt like I wanted to reapply. And that's not to say that I couldn't smell it at that point, but it has started to sort of fade on me. And so I reapplied, and I can still smell it faintly on me now. It is an EDT, so keep that in mind. But if you can grab this on sale at TJ Maxx, at Marshall's, anywhere else, I don't know that fragrance net sells this. I haven't looked, to be honest with you, because I, scored this little bottle here. But it is just fantastic. And I think she has some others in this gourmand series that you may want to check out. So that's Laura Mercier's Ambre Vanille. Vanille. Really nice. I would give this a good solid, well, you know what? No. Come watch my video this weekend where I line up all of the scents that I wore during the week and compare them to each other and rate them. But I will say this is one that I love having in my collection, and if I ran out of it, I would be sad and want to replace it. Is it in a top 10? No, probably not, but it is I would say this is between a like and a love, maybe leaning toward the love side. Really nice gourmand fragrance, and a surprise from Laura Mercier, who is known for her gorgeous makeup. All right, and then I did want to all in one feature some of the makeup products that I wore today, so I'm going to talk about two. And I want to talk about these from the point of view that I am sort of disappointed in their performance and wanted to share that. These are two products that have been very, very hyped up in the makeup community, particularly when they first came out and directly thereafter. You know, YouTubers were just raving and raving about both of these products, and these have remained in like top 10, you know, product lists from really good YouTubers for a long time. So I'm a little bit surprised at that. And I'm going to start with the foundation that I wore today. And it is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation that has a broad spectrum SPF 30 sunscreen in it. So I have this in two colors. This one is in the color 330 Bamboo, and I have another color that is a little bit warmer than that. This is the color that I wore today. And I will say that this goes on really promising and lovely. So it does go on very sort of skin-like, and it sits well on my face, even in my fine lines and so forth. It doesn't accentuate any of that. It sort of blurs everything out when you first put it on, but also looks very natural. So it doesn't look cakey. It doesn't look, you know, super full coverage. And if you get the right color match, you can barely tell that you have foundation on. So from that perspective, it's a winner. However, here's my issue with this foundation, and I keep giving it a try and keep wanting it to perform differently because I just have a hard time believing that I'm the only one that's having a problem with this. So it must be me. I must not be applying it right or something like that. So I've tried it with different primers and all of those kinds of things to see what is it, what's the right magic combination. But my issue with this foundation is that it does start to break down after a while. I think this made it through roughly, maybe noon. And, you know, I've got video conferences all day. Not that my coworkers care at all what my skin looks like, but I care. I would like to look nice on video conferences and put together. And I was looking quite greasy with this foundation by about noon to 1 o'clock. In fact, I had a 12:30 meeting and I had to literally turn my ring light off because the light was reflecting off of the greasiness on my forehead so badly that I was embarrassed. So I turned my ring light off and just sat in the dark for my video conference. So that happened today. And my coworkers, they have such a great sense of humor. They giggled at me. We laughed about the whole thing. But anyway, so that's this. So I'm not going to repurchase these. I will go ahead and use up what I have. I don't dislike it. I just hate that it's not, you know, a reliable performer. So how is it that like some of my Maybelline and L'Oreal foundations last longer than Shiseido, which cost probably 4 times as much as that? Okay, hello, can someone tell me? And then my second product is called Double Entendre from ColourPop. Okay, guys, listen. YouTubers went bananas over this, and it went into so many top 10 lists. In fact, when you go look at ColourPop ranking videos, this will typically make it into the top 5, and in some cases in the top 1, 2, or 3. Here's what it looks like. Okay, it's mostly warmish and neutral colors in browns. This one is slightly orangey here. And do I have the light on white? Give me a second, friends. Give me a second. Let's make it right. Yeah, I have my white light on. So this is, you know, as good as I can get it in this space. It's got a couple of shimmers. It's got a shimmer there, a shimmer there, a shimmer over here. So more than a couple. This one is kind of sort of shimmery, and the others are mattes. All right, so I've given this palette now quite a few tries. And it's been sitting in my drawer of travel palettes. It's not in my main I love you palettes drawer. You know, my real holy grails that I want to play with every day and I look forward to. This one made it into the travel drawer because although I like this color story, like you look at the pans and you would think that it would, look really great on my skin tone. By the way, you are welcome to look at any of my makeup looks on Veronica Says All on Instagram. My handle is just one word, Veronica Says All. And I typically post my daily looks. I didn't today because of the circumstances and running from meeting to meeting, and the fact that, quite frankly, a little embarrassed by this ColourPop and the combination of it and the Shiseido not performing well on me. Was not a happy makeup camper today. These shadows I found sort of difficult to blend and get to play together. They kind of muddied out on me a little bit. The shimmers I find die down really quickly. They lose their luster quickly, and that bugs me. And these started to fade overall, so that by early afternoon, my shadow look was like a former hint of itself. It was a ghost of itself. So that was a fail in my opinion, particularly when I'm spoiled by like Natasha Denona, Pat McGrath shadows, Sydney Grace, that really are top performers on the eye and stay on pretty much all day long and into the evening hours with little exception. I mean, there might be a shadow or two, you know, here or there across one of their palettes that doesn't live up to that, but by and large, the majority of those shadows do well over a long period of time. And so ColourPop, you know, people love it because it's affordable. Like this palette, maybe I paid, I don't know, $12, $15 for it or something, somewhere in that range. And they do have some bigger palettes too. But this particular one, Double Entendre, did not impress me. In fact, a number of their palettes have not impressed me. I had California Love, which was okay. It was fun to play with, something that I would be happy to take on vacation with me, but not like a holy grail palette. I have Kathleen Light's Dream Street, which I do like and need to play with some more. But again, even with that, I just didn't see like the mega hype that it got. I think it's nice, and I think it has a place in my collection, but just not sort of up there in status. I would like to try this, I think it's called Stone Fox palette. Maybe the Jaded palette from Kathleen Light's, the bigger ones. And then there was another that had sort of warmer palettes, like a sister to the Stone Fox palette that the name is escaping me right now. I'd like to try those, but then past that, I think I'm just going to give up on ColourPop and stick with the shadows that really perform well on me. So that is my video for tonight. I hope that you enjoyed this. I will tomorrow morning do my regular scent and makeup of the day video, so I hope you'll join me for that. And if you're new and you like this, please consider subscribing so that we can hang out together and talk about perfume and makeup and house products and life. Have a great night or great day, depending on when this is coming to you. Take care, friends.